I got my Moorish paperwork back, and they sent my money back. As you can see right here, they sent my money back, and they said, "It is with great disappointment that I must return your writs to you for the following reasons. It has come to our attention that you are of European descent. This proclaiming of nationality is for the Moors of blah, 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 blah. In other words, I'm not black, so they won't help me. They won't process my paperwork." And that's actually total bullshit. I mean, there's plenty of white people that claim Moorish nationality, and besides, I'm a Neanderthal hybrid, which means that I'm indigenous to the Yucatan Peninsula. At the
I just don't want to listen to your music. You're not trans. So what? You said you're proud. What? You just fucking smacked my head.
Well, shut up then.
No, I don't have to shut up.
Get the hell off the bus. Get off the bus.
Nigger asses.
Oh! Call somebody else a nigger. Call another nigga.
Umbrella. She's up. Whole nother level of shit you can't even understand.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another episode of The Forecast. In Chicago, a 15-year-old kid, Steven Rosenthal, was shot in the back of the head after an altercation with Chicago police. So let's see how a 15-year-old can end up getting shot in the back of the head.
15-year-old Steven Rosenthal died of a gunshot wound in the stairwell of his grandmother's house in Chicago. Police say he shot himself in the head. His family says the police are the ones who killed him. Protesters took to the streets on Sunday, claiming that Steven was murdered by the Chicago Police Department.
My nephew would never commit suicide ever.
The eyewitnesses have told us a very different narrative than the police. They've told us that they saw the police shoot Steven.
But that contradicts what the police and medical examiners say, that Steven shot himself after being chased. So here's the official story from the police. They say they spotted a young man with a possible weapon in North Lawndale. Officers attempted to question him when he led them on a brief foot pursuit. Shortly afterwards, he tragically used the weapon on himself. They also say there's body cam footage of the incident, but they can't release it until the investigation is complete. The medical examiner, who operates independent of the police, also ruled Steven's death a suicide. But there are some key reasons all of this has left a bad taste in the mouths of Rosenthal's friends and family.
He was a good kid. He was a good student at Crane. All his teachers loved him.
The family's attorney, Andrew Stroth, says they have witnesses who say Steven was shot by police in the back of the head. They say Steven was just walking into his house to get water when police pursued and shot him.
Man, they just shot Shorty, man.
Crazy as hell, man.
GD, look at all the right there, Joe.
Damn, man.
They say Steven was a good student, and nobody had ever seen him carrying a gun. A teenager who knew him said he wasn't a gangbanger, he was just a hooper. Additionally, the medical examiner has not yet released Steven's body, and his family believes it would show that he couldn't have shot himself. Add that to the thorny history between Chicago PD and the black community, and you've got a recipe for distrust. Steven's mother died in March of this year, and his basketball coach had tried reaching out to him to get him back in the gym. But Steven's aunt and uncle, his legal guardians, maintain that this would not have driven him to suicide, and they're demanding that Mayor Rahm Emanuel force the police to release all the evidence they have. A GoFundMe page has been set up for his family, and so far it has raised over $1,000. At this point, it's impossible to know precisely what happened, but it is the police's responsibility to release all the evidence for Steven's family. That means the body cam footage, the full autopsy report, and any information from eyewitnesses. And if they don't, then the public has every right to assume that something devious is going on, also considering the history of police brutality in Chicago.
So this young brother, Steven Rosenthal, was over his grandmother's house visiting her, and he was just outside hanging out with some of his friends. Not doing anything illegal, just outside of his grandmother's house with his friends. So then the police see them outside and decide to approach him for no good reason. They said it appeared like one of them had a gun. They didn't see a gun, he just appeared to have one. So as they approach him for really no good reason, the teenagers see them coming and they decided to just leave, trying to avoid any problems. They didn't want any trouble, and so that nobody would get hurt. Now the police said this 15-year-old brother Steven Rosenthal had a gun, and as they were running away, they were saying, "No, we don't have no gun, we don't have no gun." A spokesman for the police, Anothny Guglielmi, said the police chased him up to the 3rd floor of his apartment complex when they somehow lost sight of him, and then they heard a gunshot. And then they said they came to the conclusion that he shot himself in the back of the head. The police spokesman said the officers were shocked. The police said the gun they found next to him was a semi-automatic, but the ballistics were still being processed, meaning they can't even say his fingerprints are on the gun. They said none of the police fired their weapon, or their police-issued weapon anyway. And the police did have body cameras, but they said the shooting wasn't caught on video. The police superintendent, Eddie Johnson, said he'll let the family see the video, but they won't let him see the gun itself. But his family is still waiting to see the video, and his family and friends and many other people don't believe he shot himself, and even question if he had a gun at all.
An update on a teenager who died in the Lawndale neighborhood, but there is a dispute tonight over exactly how he died. ABC 7's Evelyn Holmes explains.
Friends and relatives of Steven Rosenthal can't believe he's gone. The basketball-loving teen died following a foot chase by Chicago police.
Hooper, yeah, Hooper.
That was his nickname?
No, though he just liked to play basketball
he was
a lot.
A hooper. It happened Friday night around 7 p.m. in the city's Lawndale neighborhood on Chicago's west side near 15th and Keeler Avenue, where the 15-year-old lived with relatives since the death of both of his parents. Today, Bishop Terry Rogers returned to comfort the family and the community. He not only baptized Steven when he was a baby, but also officiated over his mother's funeral 2 months ago.
We're just healing, getting over it, and this happened, and we're devastated.
Friends and family of the teen say that his passing has been made even more difficult because of the circumstances surrounding his death. Chicago police investigators say he shot himself. Steven's family isn't buying that or the ruling by the Cook County medical examiner that his death is a suicide. This family member, who identified herself as one of the teen's aunts, asked not to be on camera and says she doesn't believe that he was armed.
He was a baby. He had a life to live. Where's the evidence? All we want to see is the evidence.
Investigators say the trouble began when officers saw Rosenthal walking through a building gangway of a relative's home and thought he had a gun. His cousin says when cops tried to question the teen, he ran up the back stairs of his grandmother's home and tried to get inside.
They thought he had a gun or something because he had his hoodie on. I heard a shot. I'm sitting right here watching everything. I seen him shoot him.
Relatives say although Steven was in mourning over the loss of his mother, he would never have harmed himself. And while some are calling on officials to reclassify the shooting, those who knew and loved Steven Rosenthal struggle with the pain of losing a young life.
I want justice for my nephew. He didn't deserve to get shot.
So the police superintendent, Eddie Johnson, said they will release the video in time after they finish investigating. But if they already ruled it a suicide, there's nothing left to investigate. Just release the video. But they won't even release the autopsy to his family. They didn't even allow them to see his body. Because if they saw it, it's kind of hard to explain how somebody could shoot themselves in the back of the head while running away from the police. And the body camera probably shows, if nothing else, them racially profiling black teenagers, black kids. The medical examiner said he died of a single gunshot wound to the head. Now, he didn't say where on his head, but he ruled it a suicide. So I guess while he was running, he decided to stop and shoot himself in the back of the head. He might as well just let the police do it for him for all that. But they won't release any evidence, and you have eyewitnesses that contradict the police story.
He's gone. They took him off the scene.
Was it like a plainclothes officer?
Yeah, he was a tramp. Yeah, not no, like he ain't had no blue shirt on. Like he had on like
plainclothes
officer.
Like undercover kind of.
But he had a vest on.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was in plain clothes.
He had a, yeah.
Was
he
he
don't
said
wear the
on
gloves.
on a porch when this happened? Or where was he running to?
I think this is what Channel 9 that's out here now.
Walking, but then that's what we get from running because we see the police. Cause we see them, but we like we tried to, cause they came in the gate. We were finna tell them y'all can't come in our gate. We ain't doing that, cause they was already mad cause we was looking at them while we was dancing or whatever. So they came back there and they
Kids dancing.
Yeah, then we danced, getting ready for a party.
Was any kind of crime being committed before the police pulled up?
We gonna see those video on this phone of us dancing.
Right.
Everybody got on Facebook.
They was just on Facebook Live.
He got it in his phone. What's he got it in his phone?
The guy that was killed?
Fox 32 is out here too.
We was out on the front dancing or whatever. And we all having fun on the corner. We see the police stop by the stop sign on the corner. And they watching us. And the song go off with that lift these thirsty, he's gonna get him some water. I say, alright, and he go back. As he get to walking back, we see the police, they stop, they look at him, and that's when we get to walking towards going down, we finna go through the path or whatever, because we get to running, because we know the police finna, we see him finna, we didn't know he was gonna shoot him, we thought he was just gonna put him in cuffs or whatever. So we went back there, he going upstairs, he turned around, I listened to the police right he turned around, the police was like, he got a gun. No, we jumped, no, he ain't got a gun. They shoot him. They put the gun at us, and it's a flashlight, and they put the gun at us, we get to run back towards the front of the house, and that's what happened.
So y'all were in the back of the front?
We was on the front, and then he went through the gangway to go to the back to get some water, and that's when we ran back there. They shot him.
I got you, Bill.
They put the gun at us, we ran back from out the back to the front.
So they shot him on the side? They shot him on the side of the house?
No, they shot him on the back of the house.
They shot him on the back.
So he went through the side of the house to get to the back.
So y'all were listening to music, they pulled up, and he decided to go get some fire.
We was just jumping around playing and stuff.
We can't even play in our own community.
That's right.
How did you know he got shot? Tell them how you know the guy got shot.
I watched the police shoot him.
What did you see?
I see him. How?
And then how did you know
they shot him on the porch?
How did you know somebody was shot?
The blood came down, rushing out the back porch, off the third floor.
Off the third
right
floor.
Down on top of the washing machine, it's a federal blood.
Blood was rushing down from off the third floor.
Have you ever known Lil Steve to carry one?
No, let's see. He chill. He came over there. He come over to see his grandma. He don't even live. Let's see. He ain't with none of that's going on. He ain't got nothing to do with nothing. He just.
That's sad, man.
And the fact they said this was self-inflicted, you guys were sounding like you're having a good time. Like, that doesn't make sense.
The video won't come out on his phone, though. That's what they gonna see me dancing and all that.
What's your name?
They were dancing. They shot him on the third floor.
They shot him on the third floor.
On the third floor?
He going upstairs.
And they were on the ground?
They was on the ground. They aiming up flashlight.
That's crazy. That's murder.
That's murder.
That's murder.
That's murder. Then after they shot him in the head, and then they tried to make it seem like he shot his own self in the head.
Right.
Right. He shot himself in the back of the head. Yeah.
Does anyone here? Does anyone have any photo of him? Picture of Steve?
No, I have to go to his page.
What's his name on Facebook?
Rich Kid Steve.
He was an eyewitness, and we didn't even know the media was here.
Right. Exactly.
So otherwise, we definitely would have stopped this if we knew the media was here and had.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's Steve. Yeah, that's him.
Hey, bro. Let's get him away from these cameras, bro. Let's get him away from these cameras after this. Yeah,
so much.
Right.
You gotta ask them.
So these cops with plain clothes with vests claim this 15-year-old kid appeared to have a gun, which they spotted from their car. And as they ran away, they said they didn't have a gun. And you have a witness that said he saw the cops shoot him 3 stories up. This young brother, Steven Rosenthal, was just visiting his grandmother. He was on the basketball team and his mother just died. He didn't have anything to do with any gangs because, you know, if he had a record, that's the first thing they would have said. But it doesn't matter because he's in Chicago, and what about black-on-black crime? But they don't even have suspects for all this black-on-black crime to even be able to label it black-on-black crime. We probably have more suspects for cops that have killed people in Chicago than we do black-on-black crime. But we have evidence of Chicago police brutality for years, for decades. The police superintendent, Eddie Johnson, who is black, has a history of covering up police violence, especially against black people. I guess they're just going to overlook that they compare the cops to the people they call thugs, which is really admitting that the cops are thugs. And this particular kid's death doesn't matter because what about black on black crime? But until we put aside our tribal differences for the sake of our children so 15-year-old kids won't get shot, and then have the people who are supposed to uphold the law say he shot himself. But if we don't protect our children, we see the results of that. And we'll continue to get what we got. Every couple of years when they get more and more violent, we have to protest and pray a little bit harder. But until we as a collective feel like our children's lives matter more than our tribal differences, we'll continue to be in the same position.
What are you doing, dude?
Officer, I'm not doing nothing to you.
Okay. Well, you're making me think something funny is going on, man.
How you doing, officer?
Is this your car?
Well, it's a rental right now. My car's been shot.
Okay. Did something break down?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. You guys just came from over the park, right?
Yeah, we just hanging out.
That's it?
Well, that's what we doing.
Is this your car?
I just told you my car's in the shop, officer. This is a rental.
Okay. How do you start it?
What do you mean? I just put my foot on the brake and I put it in drive and I drive, officer.
So it's your car, though? Did they give you a fob or something?
It's not my car, officer.
Did they give you a key fob or something? Or?
Yes, sir. Officer.
Like, what does it do? Does it?
You see, this that should let you know that it's in.
Okay. Do you have any weapons on you or in the car?
No, officer.
Okay, can I be honest with you? It smells like marijuana in the car, and I can see shake on the ground. And your buddy's giving me the idea that maybe he's got a gun. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think.
How?
I don't know. Just the way. I mean, just the way you're holding yourself, man. Like, that's why we're nervous, man. That's it. I mean, if you're scared because you got a little bit of weed, that'll be one thing.
Officer,
okay.
There's no weed.
Okay.
There's no shake on the floor.
Okay. So there's no shake on the floor.
Officer.
Okay. All right. And you don't have any weapons on you, you said?
Officer, that is correct.
Go ahead and step out, Montre. Yep, I just told you why. 3 times. You want me to recap again?
Officer, look, my hands is up.
Yep, your hands are up, and now I'm asking you to step out of the car.
I gave you my ID.
You gave me your ID.
Go run it.
Yep, I don't want to. I'm not walking away from this car.
Officer, can I ask you why?
Yep, because I just told you. Step out of the car. If you don't want to go to jail, I would expect you to please listen. I mean, I told you I'm a cop. Face the car when you step out. Face the car when you step out. Face the car when you step out. Don't flex. Don't flex. I don't know what you're doing, man, but you need to knock that off. Stop pulling on your arms.
There was no gun. There was no weapon to harm you, officer. We didn't do anything wrong. We stopped at the stoplight. We pulled over when you pulled over. I did everything you asked me to, officer.
Is there marijuana shake on the floor of the car?
Officer, that was cigarette ash, okay? There's no, you didn't find no marijuana.
I'm not charging you with marijuana. But here's what, if you want me to be real with you, like, I want you to be real with me for a second. Like, did I make that up? You know what I mean? Did I make it up?
I believe so, officer.
Okay, so you want me to just write you the ticket for the stuff that I had to write you tickets for? If you think that I'm lying, like, then we'll go to court and we'll talk about it then.
Okay.
Or do you want to just be real with me and I'll be real with you?
Wow, officer.
Can you spread your feet just a little bit? Okay. All right, come back and stand with me, okay? You're not going to run from the area. And then it won't make us. Okay?
usually when we see that, with somebody sitting there like that, like there's a gun, right? Where you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, like that's what happens. Do you have any questions?
Have a great night. All right, thank you guys.
What up? How you doing? I'm always doing good. Great. We trying to record a video, sir. How you doing? I'm Shannon Scrivener. I'm Mike Moore. All right.
We Dale Scrivener nephew.
Yeah, we there just trying to record a video.
Yeah, we just noticed you've been following us everywhere.
Right now?
Yeah.
You know why? Because you don't belong in my city.
How we from here?
But you understand, I know who my people are, right? Who belongs here, who doesn't?
Who don't?
We got gang wars going on. We got all kinds of stuff. And I come from the big city where this stuff's small.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Do your thing.
Oh, yeah.
We don't. You said we don't belong in your city, though?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't. I have never seen you here before, and I know almost everybody
Man,
here.
I grew up in 101.
Well, good.
I graduated from England High.
Well, good for you. My name's Mike Moore.
You all right?
Okay. I'm not from here. Step away from my car. I'm about to get my dog out there.
Ooh, yeah, let's get away from it. They told my son he can't come to school because he got hair. Wow. Can I braid it up? Can I braid it up? Is that okay?
I don't think so. Where's Mrs. Book has to give that? It's in our.
That's crazy, man.
It's in our handbook. It has to be above the ears.
That's crazy. Oh, be calm. Stay calm. Don't trip. Don't worry about it, son. Everybody's hair is at their shoulders. What's the difference?
That's just it.
That's your rule. I respect that, but that's just not right. It's not.
That's
not.
I can't change that rule.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I know, but something has to be done.
My
daughter got this. Look at my daughter.
I know. I don't want this to happen.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You don't care.
What's wrong with her hair?
There's nothing wrong with her hair.
Her hair is
It's a black. Come on.
She has several hairs. It's not just her hair.
Come on, let's go for it. What you doing? You gotta get these back.
I wish I could keep these.
Put that in. Come on, it's fine.
Steven.
Miss Finney, they want smart. Miss Linnell is going to cancel you smart.
I say love you.
Okay, you're
That's
right.
what I'm trying to get at. She's gonna be all right. She's prejudice in school.
These are the hair extensions in you right now?
Yes.
These are what they look like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are them.
The entire controversy
Yes.
is in your hair right now?
Yep. The second day that we came back from vacation, Deanna got called down first by one of our teachers, and then I got called down like a couple subjects later by the same teacher. Well, they banned me from participating in track.
So what is this?
This is my track uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to be wearing it today, but I can't. This uniform, the last time I wore it was when they wouldn't let me go on the bus. I was ready to go, I was getting on, and they told me I couldn't go on and couldn't attend the meet, and they made me change back into my clothes. It's affected my academics, like, I feel like a lot. Miss Fitzgerald, she keeps on bringing me, like, detentions and stuff and like all these punishments, and it's just like stressful.
So wait, tell me what this is?
It's a proposal.
What was the answer?
It was yes. But what happened after
They went to prom.
Oh, you did? Oh no, I can't go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't go to prom. But I still got to have a proposal.
There was a girl in my grade who has beautiful, beautiful natural curls, and we had the okay to wear natural hair. And then the dean of students came up to her and said, you have to do something about your hair. You have to either cut it, chemically straighten it, or put it in current rolls every day.
I came into school and I guess a teacher pointed me out and they called me down to the office. And I tried to explain stuff to them and tried to explain why I would do protective styling, but of course they didn't understand. So I'd be explaining, basically to tears. I was so frustrated, and they'd be like, oh, we've done our research, and based on the research that we've done, it doesn't seem that you need braids.
Students may not wear drastic or unnatural hair colors or styles such as shaved lines or shaved sides, or have a hairstyle that could be distracting to other students. This means no coloring, dyeing, lightening, sun-in, or streaking of any sort. Hair extensions are not allowed.
Has anybody in your class ever highlighted their hair?
Oh yeah.
And have they been written up for that?
No.
How come?
Usually, like when the white people, they dye their hair or highlight it and stuff, and they just kind of look it by, and they pretend not to see it or act like it's natural or normal. Or it's not there.
The school was built in 1998, and this sounds like a policy from the 1950s.
And there's advocates and the demand letter from the Attorney General's office that they would change this racist policy.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, this racist policy has to go. I just kept thinking it's just my hair. Why am I having to get a form and all these infractions and have to deal with all this when it's just my hair?
Decides that she doesn't want the children to shop in her store because she said they have to be with a chaperone. They go get the chaperone, and then she excuses all of our girls to leave the store because she doesn't want them there. What's your reason why again?
Because they didn't have a chaperone.
No, and when they got the chaperone, what was your reason?
I didn't think she was a chaperone.
And when she was explaining why, what did you just say? What did you just say?
They're not welcome.
They're not welcome.
Months after a girl was randomly attacked on her way to school in Fort Worth, police believe they found the man who did it. Jason Allen is live in Fort Worth tonight, and Jason, police told you they're concerned there may be other attacks connected to this man.
And Gilma, that's because even though police believe that they have found their man, they still don't really have a good theory on why he might have done this. People who live in the neighborhood where it happened, they don't seem to recognize him at all. And police said it's possible that this same crime could have happened in other cities or other states. 35-year-old Terry Wayne King is in jail in Oklahoma City, charged with injury to a child. It was King, police believe, who was seen on surveillance cameras leaving the scene of the attack in April. The victim's father said his daughter's attacker was standing next to a car as she walked to the bus that morning, and he asked the 12-year-old for help.
He touched my daughter on the arm, he forced her down, and he touched on the neck, and he killed him.
Police found King by connecting a description of the car to another case under investigation. In that other case, police knew it was King who owned the car. The U.S. Marshals found the truck driver in Oklahoma.
It was too much scared because the guy, I don't know the guy. Sometimes the guy, he know me and he know my family, but me, I don't know the guy. You do that, you see, you know.
While police said King used to live in Fort Worth and admits to being here at the time of the attack, they don't have a motive. That leads to a concern this may not be the first time this has happened.
The fact that we didn't get solid leads from the community tells me maybe he wasn't here long and the people didn't know him or recognize him. And so if he's on the road a lot, did he do any of these type crimes in other states, in other cities?
Police didn't go into detail today on what that other case was involving King, or at least a description of King's car that helped them connect him to this case. However, they did thank police up in Oklahoma City and in Lawton, Oklahoma, and said that investigators there had been working on an unsolved homicide case.
I hope you don't deal with children. Or
You have something bad and shut your fucking mouth.
Who are you talking to? I will throw
You're
something.
A child. Shut up.
You're a son of a bitch. That's what you are. You don't speak to me that way.
Whoa. I will be back to talk to your mother.
I don't care. You don't speak to me that way.
You're a nigger. Shut up.
Oh, I'm a nigger. Oh, now I'm a nigger and you're a bitch.
Whoa.
Say it again.
Nigger.
Say it again.
Nigger.
Say it again. I'm gonna get his tag number. I'm gonna get his tag number. I'm gonna get his tag number. Tag number. That tag number. Do something.
Hi.
Let's see. What's your tag number?
Look, you over here screaming nigger.
What are you talking about?
Bro, don't run on my porch.
What are you talking
Don't
about?
run over here. You
What
screaming
are you talking
nigger
about?
and shit, bro. Like, why you screaming nigger?
What are you talking about?
You out here screaming nigger.
You're talking to my daughter.
And I'm
What are you
saying,
talking
I'm
about?
telling you what I'm talking about. You
Don't
screaming
rock with
nigger.
my daughter,
You're
nigga.
screaming nigger.
I didn't say nigger.
You been
I said
screaming
nigger.
nigger. You said you ain't got a right to say neither one.
You ain't got the
bro,
right to.
Go ahead,
you
bro.
know what? Here, nigger.
Yo, man.
Here, nigger.
That's what I'm getting
you know
at
what?
all
Here,
on
suck
camera.
this cock, nigger.
All right.
Here, nigger. Well, you know what?
This is what happens in Pennsylvania.
Say nigger, nigger, nigger on fucking TV.
Look at
I'm
you.
on video.
Look at you.
And then you're gonna talk to me, nigger. Come off your porch, nigger. Come on. Come on. Any one of these niggers. Come on, niggers.
Get over here now!
No.
Hey, yo, I swear to God on my life, I will fuck you up, bro. I will fuck you. Let me go get my sneaker. You run up on my porch. Come 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 on, come up on my porch. Come 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 on my porch.
Come on.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah, pussy. Would you want to take a closer look on my dick, you faggot? Nigger? Don't be a nigger. And I won't call you a nigger. I'm a nigger when I want to be a nigger. Don't fuck with me, nigger. I'll fuck you and anyone.
Security, hello, Keke. Keke.
Come here. You hate Jesus? You hate yourself? You hate Jesus? You hate yourself? You hate me? You disgrace Jesus? Huh? Talk.
Francis, wacha kupige.
Talk. Talk. Come on, bitch. Come on, whore. You open my fucking room, I'll fucking kill you, miss. Sir, he has disgraced Jesus. He has disgraced Jesus. He has disgraced Jesus.
Francis, umpige, toka mbele yake.
Toka. I am not going to tolerate no more. Jesus is not going to tolerate. Yeah, feel me. Fuck Uganda. I've come to love Uganda. I've come to help Uganda. But Uganda hates Jesus through this son of a bitch. You understand me, brother? You understand me? Yes, sir, I know you do. No. You obey what I say. I don't obey you. You understand? Open my fucking room now. You understand? Bitch. Nigger bitch. Look at me. Look at Christ who died for you. Look at me. Look at Christ who died for you. Look at Christ. No.
Excuse.
No excuse. No excuse.
No excuse.
No.
Excuse.
Jesus is tired.
Yes.
Jesus is tired of your goddamn disobedience.
Yes, but
Feel me. Jesus is tired of your obedience, disobedience. He's tired. No, you fucking calm up. I don't calm down. You calm up to the Lord Jesus Christ. You fuckers, why? Why have you hated Jesus? Why have you hated your own souls?
All right, and we back on the forecast. So in Pittsburgh, a 24-year-old brother, Dulane Cameron, was stabbed to death by a racist white boy, Jordan Rocco, who was also 24. So let's see how this brother, Dulane Cameron, ended up getting stabbed in the neck.
A terrifying scene and crime outside of one of the most popular spots in the city. A 24-year-old man stabbed to death on the sidewalk on North Shore Drive along this strip of bars. KDK's Pam Serrano is live on the North Shore right now with the latest on this investigation. Pam.
Yeah, Kim, a 24-year-old man is now charged in the stabbing death here in that strip of restaurants between PNC Park and Heinz Field, and another 24-year-old man has died. It happened just as the popular hotspots were closing and patrons were going home. According to the criminal complaint, there were eyewitnesses, cell phone video, and a surveillance video from outside Tequila Cowboy. The restaurant manager showed KDKA TV how the man apprehended for the stabbing tried to get into the restaurant patio at 2 a.m. just minutes before that stabbing with no shirt on.
A little amped up. I think something happened down the street, and he was coming this way and he went back that way, and a little, I guess, agitated or maybe a little aggressive.
24-year-old Joden Rocco of Pittsburgh is charged with criminal homicide in the stabbing death of 24-year-old Dulane Cameron Jr. Rocco was apprehended shortly after the stabbing. He asked a police officer near Heinz Field for a ride home to the North Hills. Police already had the suspect's description and they apprehended him. According to the criminal complaint, 2 police officers working security along with eyewitnesses noted an agitated Rocco attacking Cameron. Witnesses screamed, "He has been stabbed." Police officers found his lifeless body on the ground with large stab wounds to the neck. Despite efforts to save him, he died on scene. Family, fans, and visitors flood this area year-round to see games, and they heard about the stabbing death and will take caution.
We come down in groups usually, so as long as you're down with the group, there's nothing to worry about.
It's definitely upsetting, I would say, but I mean, all in all, just kind of try to be safe and stay out the way here. And like I said, I'm always in a group here, so it's better to just be safe.
You never know. You never know when or where. You just got to watch who's around and keep your loved ones close.
2 24-year-old young males, one has died. The other is charged with criminal homicide and possessing an instrument of a crime. A pocket knife was found nearby here and also blood-stained clothes.
So according to the police, there's video of this white dude, Jordan Rocco, getting denied entry into a bar. So as he walks down the block, he sees Dulane Cameron and his friend just walking down the street minding their own business, when all of a sudden this white dude decides to attack him and pick a fight. And when they pick a fight with you, it's probably because they're armed. Because we all seen the results of what happens when they're unarmed. Most likely if they're picking a fight with you, they're armed. And according to police, the video shows this dude, Jordan Rocco, bouncing up and down like he's ready to fight. And they said it appeared that he was very aggressive. And the video shows this brother Dulane Cameron backing away, and him and his friend was trying to keep it moving. Then the video shows this white dude pull something out of his pocket, but then they went out of the view of the camera. But witnesses say when this brother Dulane Cameron started to defend himself and they started to fight, they both swing at each other, but this brother Dulane Cameron falls to the ground with blood gushing from his neck. He think he about to get a fair one with this white dude, but he didn't know he had a knife in his hand and it wasn't his fist. He died right there, and the white boy ran off and actually flagged a cop car down to take him home. This dude thought he could commit a murder and get the police to take him home. Now the thing is, 50 or 60 years ago, he actually could. Back when America was great for them. And thanks to everything our ancestors did, it is better than it's ever been in the history of America. And they probably have resentment about that. And the problem is, they're actually responding with more urgency than we do when we're the ones being killed. This guy was looking to kill somebody. He went around picking fights with people so he could kill somebody. And then a video comes out of this racist white dude, Jordan Rocco, saying he's going to see how many times he could say nigga before he's kicked out of a bar.
New details about a deadly stabbing on the North Shore. Video on social media appears to show the suspect making racial comments. Bob Allen is live with the latest on the killing. Bob.
24-year-old Jordan Rocco of the North Hills is charged with the stabbing death of 24-year-old Dulane Cameron, a black man from Monaco. Was seen in an undated racist Instagram video using the N-word. The 16-second video shows Rocco saying he wanted to visit bars to see how many times he could use the N-word before being thrown out.
But we're playing a game. How many times we can say to the bartender before we get kicked out? I got kicked out of one, but hey, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Now, according to the criminal complaint, surveillance video shows Rocco being denied entrance into the Little Red Corvette bar at Tequila Cowboys. He then walked along the North Shore Drive toward PNC Bank and encountered Cameron, who was with a friend. Police say Rocco was seen on video bouncing on the balls of his feet and appearing very aggressive. The report says Rocco attacked Cameron and fatally stabbed him in the neck. He was then seen hiding in the bushes and later taken into custody after he tried to flag down an officer for a ride to the North Hills. Now, Rocco was later charged with homicide and possessing a weapon of a crime. He remains locked up in the Allegheny County Jail.
Now, they went out of the way to say this Instagram video was undated, even though I thought Instagram videos had upload dates. But there is a good chance that that video is from that same day. But he did say it's a game they play, so chances are he's done it before. And this isn't the first time. And you never know who else has the same mindset as him. Now, they did charge him, and it'll be real hard not to charge him. But people are calling for a hate crime. And even though it is evidence that it is a hate crime and this dude was racist, they still have a really hard time admitting when white people are racist to black people, especially when it comes to murder. There aren't too many cases where they're going to own racism when it comes to murder, despite the evidence. Unless it's cases like Dylan Roof, where he went out of the way to say, no, I'm a racist. I hate black people. I did it because I hate black people. And even then, sometimes they'll call it mental illness and disown the racist act while still trying to save the racist person. Now, even though a lot of people are calling for a hate crime and calling it what it is, of all the people in the world, his father, Dulane Cameron Sr., said this racist that killed his son out of hate has his forgiveness.
New details on a fatal stabbing on Pittsburgh's North Shore. Police say they found a racist rant on the suspect's Instagram page. Tonight, family members are reacting. Bob Allen's live tonight with the details. Bob.
Well, the victim was walking here on North Shore Drive with a friend over the weekend when he had that fatal encounter. His family is calling it a terrible hate crime. 24-year-old Jordan Rocco of the North Hills announced his racist plan in an undated Instagram video. He was going to bars to see how many times he could use the N-word before the bartender threw him out.
We're playing a game. How many times we can say to the bartender before we get kicked out?
The family of Dulane Cameron, the man he's accused of murdering, wonders why all the hate.
Just seeing him and the little piece they had with him talking about going to bars and what he was going to do. Somebody had to learn that from somewhere.
He was not doing anything to anybody. He didn't make anybody mad or anything, and he got killed because he was black.
After Rocco was denied entry into the Little Red Corvette bar at Tequila Cowboys on the North Shore, police say he walked towards PNC Park on North Shore Drive. That's where he saw 24-year-old Dulane Cameron, a black male from Leedsdale, walking with a friend. Police say surveillance video shows Rocco bouncing on the balls of his feet and acting aggressively. The police report says he stabbed Cameron in the neck. The family is now making funeral arrangements.
And it's hard to believe that in 2018 that this is still what we're dealing with.
It's the devil, and they just act on the first impulse.
Now, police say Rocco hid in the bushes and tried to flag down an officer for a ride to the North Hills. He was held as a witness and later charged in the crime. He's now locked up in the Allegheny County Jail.
Now, I don't know how after so long we are still shocked and confused when stuff like this happens. This 24-year-old brother, Dulane Cameron Jr., father, Dulane Cameron Sr., says this racist white boy has my forgiveness. He said, as Jesus humbled on the cross said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. But he don't know that's really for him, not this racist white dude. He don't know what the hell he doing. His father said there is a demonic spirit causing division and crime. Yeah, it was a spirit of a racist white dude that created racism and fueled by greed, hate, and envy. He says my heart goes out to this racist white boy and his family for what they now have to face. But this white dude's family still have their son. He doesn't have his. And it's Stockholm Syndrome. And that kind of rhetoric helps fuel all that what about black on black crime nonsense. Because if it was a black person that did this, he would be saying, well, we need to stop doing this to each other. But their statistics have never really fit the stuff that we have been doing. They've always called us criminals, but it was a crime for us to read a book. And it wasn't a crime for them to rape a black woman. You can rape my mom, my wife, and or my daughter. But if I can read anything other than the Bible, I'd be lynched right away. And it'd be justified because I'm another criminal. But even under those conditions, if we found a white person that wasn't that extreme, then we automatically label him as a good white man. This master don't treat us as bad as the last master. All we need is a few nice words, and hundreds of years of history is wiped clean until they do something else. And for us, especially in America as a collective, to be so caught up on Christianity, why have we only adopted the stories of forgiveness? It's interesting we only learn turning the other cheek in forgiveness from Christianity and not the other parts of it. And then when they violate our children, we sit there and cry and all we can do is record it. But if they say, I'm sorry I was being mean to you, and if you accept the ways of the Englishman, they just might accept you until you find out they never will. They don't respond with the urgency you ask for until it's time for them to maintain the position they're in. We have to respond with more urgency than they do to get out of the position we're in. And until we do that and put aside our tribalism and learn how to be on code, then whatever they say doesn't even matter. Then we'll continue to be in the same position.
54-year-old Ray Hyde worked in the meat department at the Santa Clara Safeway. It's across the street from Central Park, where Hyde's body was found near the duck pond on Friday.
There was no obvious sign of trauma in the way of no gunshot wound or no knife sticking out of him, anything like that. But there was things at the scene that our investigators were concerned about.
A coroner confirmed their suspicions, and on Tuesday, officers arrested Hyde's co-worker, 25-year-old Gage McCartney. Investigators say they're still working on gathering information, so details won't be released until after his arraignment on Friday. Until then, those who knew Hyde will be wondering. The single father of three was an active and beloved member of Cathedral of Faith in San Jose.
Who would want to hurt him? He was a very good man to everybody. He was so nice and sweet and very humble.
Said my son's come home again.
Hyde sang at church often, well known for his powerful voice.
He had a magnificent vocal talent, able to move people's hearts closer to God when he would sing. That's the type of person he was.
Police say despite McCartney's arrest, they still need the public's help.
There is a time gap that we're trying to fill, and so we're asking anybody in the public if they've seen anything, if they've seen these two individuals.
Y'all see this, right? They wanted me to leave Walmart because I was riding my hoverboard, right? I'm leaving Walmart. Now they escort me. Especially this guy here. He's the dickhead. Jesus. I'm trying to tell you, these police, man, they get paid for this. I'm trying to be like you, sir.
Well, you better
I'm trying to be like you. Who? I don't got no criminal record, cousin.
Well, I don't know. You won't let me get your name.
Like I'm really gonna give you my name?
You're walking the wrong way. The entrance is that way.
I What, bro? Look, listen. Who came? Who came? I don't have to do no hopping, bro. Get off my back. Stop following me. Why you still following me, bro? Bro, no. Look, why you still touching me, bro? Why you touching me? Why you touching me? You did exactly, bro. Get off of me, bro. No, get off of me, dude. Get off of me. Can you tell your man to get off of me? Can you tell you? For what? He told me to leave. He told me to leave. Did he not tell me to leave? Did he not tell me? Look, don't. Can you not jack me? All right, I'm gonna stand right here. Get off my shirt.
If you would just listen and try to listen to what we're saying,
what?
it wouldn't be like this.
I can call you a motherfucker. It's freedom of speech, bro. Get off me, bro.
Hey, chill, bro, chill. Come on, man. PJ! Damn! Here!
Back up! Get out! Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up!
God damn!
He told me to leave. He told me to leave.
We got a manager coming.
All right, I'm gonna stand right here. Get off my shirt.
If you would just listen and try to listen to what we're saying, it wouldn't be like this.
Oh, you motherfucker, it's freedom of speech. Bro, get off me, bro.
PJ, damn! Hey, chill, bro, chill. Hey, get the fuck out, yo! It's not that fucking serious, yo! It's not that serious! It's not that serious, yo! Over because he riding a hoverboard? In the store?
Police brutality. Please record this shit. Police brutality, bro. Hey, what's your name? What's your badge number, bro? Hey, what's your name? What's your badge number, bro? No. What is your badge? What's your name? What's your badge number, bro?
His name. You were supposed to.
Hey, don't make these cuffs too tight, either, bro.
Are you talking
now? Don't make the cuffs too tight. Don't make the
cuffs
cuffs too tight, please. You need to be able to put your finger through that wrist, that cuff.
Yeah. Where?
All right. You're doing the fucking most, bruh. Overrun a hoverboard in the store?
A college student visiting Santa Fe says he was racially profiled by a convenience store clerk who was caught on camera calling the cops, saying she wanted the student out of the store because he was arrogant and black. News 13's Chris McKee spoke to that man it happened to and shows you the video.
There's nothing right about this, and there's nothing right to call the police on someone just because of their skin tone.
It's what 22-year-old Jordan McDowell experienced while buying snacks inside a Santa Fe Allsups on Cerrillos.
The first thing that popped in my mind absolutely was just discrimination.
Recorded on cell phone video,
Not running him out of the store right now.
an employee called police to kick Jordan out and said this.
He's just being arrogant because he's black.
Oh, so I'm arrogant because I'm black? In that moment, only thing I felt at the small moment was rage.
He went to Allsups around 8 last Friday night for candy. As he paid for some, then looked around for more, Jordan noticed something.
She had been in the corner the whole time watching. They said I was sketchy because I picked stuff up, put stuff back.
The employee called police.
Not running him out of the store right now. He's just being arrogant because he's black.
Police spoke to Jordan and the employee, but didn't take any action.
We confronted the employee today inside the store where she made those comments. She first denied saying anything. We played her a copy of the video. She still denied saying anything and then refused to talk to us.
Racism in America never truly died.
A pre-med Xavier University student, Jordan has been in Santa Fe for 2 weeks studying Native American culture. He says he doesn't harbor bad feelings, but wants others to know what happened.
I just want everyone to know that you still have a voice. You still can speak up, you still can do your part, and that's along with what I'm going to continue to do.
Chris McKee, KRQE News 13.
Allsups corporate offices didn't respond for comment tonight, but a store manager said the comments the employee made were not acceptable.
Oh, he just hit her! Ooh! Ah, dang, this door is locked. She bleeding. No. Flat. Full flat, everything. Flat. That heard what happened with the flat, right? It's a fact. Support black nose on. How you doing? Can I get your line for black nose on? Can I get your line for black nose on?
Oh, Trina. She bout it, boy. They tight. Look at them. They tight. Sweetheart.
You get a flyer?
Take this, support black male technicians, all right? Especially in light of what just happened, there's some locations right there. You could go and support some black male technicians, all right? Let this be your last dollars you give these people.
He's definitely a con artist.
It's a News 5 exclusive. A local church pastor with ties to President Trump now accused of walking out on the lease on this $2 million home. At issue is the back rent owed on the Solon house Pastor Darrell Scott called home for 6 years. News 5's Derek Waller is live for us outside Scott's New Spirit Revival Church in Cleveland Heights. And Derek, the church apparently paid for that home.
Well, that's what this lawsuit claims, Robin. We're talking about $10,000 a month in rent paid out in weekly installments. But the landlord says Scott stopped paying up, so now he's suing.
I'm really in a tough situation.
Mana Argawal's sprawling 14,000 square foot Solon house boasts a 500 square foot master bath, cavernous walk-in closets, and 8 fireplaces.
Getting into the dining room here.
It's empty now because Argawal says Darrell and Belinda Scott weren't making payments on time. Facing eviction, he says they moved out so quickly last summer, the couple left extensive damage in the basement, and the alarm system they had installed is still chirping.
So you're saying he owes you $563,000
based on the time that he spent living here,
right,
not even including actually purchasing the house.
That's correct, yes.
Argawal says it was a lease-to-own deal hashed out in 2010 out of desperation because of the slow economy. This handwritten agreement signed by the Scotts shows they were making weekly rent payments.
I've never heard of that before. Why is he paying for this weekly? Because he got collection from the church. That's the reason.
So he's basically living week to week.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
In text messages to Argawal, Scott concedes his numbers are down at the church daycare, and he's driving a 9-year-old car, adding, "I don't live lavishly."
Is this lavish living to you? Of course it is.
And what is your view? Scott, who rose to prominence for his early support of Donald Trump's presidential campaign, has turned down multiple requests for an on-camera interview. But in a text message, he called this a fake lawsuit.
He says it's a fake lawsuit. He says it's going to get thrown out. Well, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. My attorney feels that this is like a 110% guaranteed.
And in a series of Twitter messages tonight, I can tell you that Scott criticized me for even asking about this, still refusing to appear on camera. Pre-trial for this is not happening until May. In the meantime, that house sits vacant, and Argawal says he can't do anything with it until this trial gets wrapped up.
Recently, Georgia sheriff's deputy had pulled in a guy named Matthew Ajibade, okay? Now, they were investigating him on charges of domestic violence. They brought him in, and his family says that he has bipolar disorder, so he kind of flipped out, and they had to handcuff him. So far, there's nothing wrong with this story. Cops got to go. They want to make sure that nobody gets hurt in the domestic violence issue. They bring him in. They got to handcuff him. No problem, right? So, and then they wound up handcuffing him and shackling his feet as well. So, okay, if they think they have to do that. So far, again, not that big a deal. Then they tasered him until he died. So now that's where we pick up the story. A former Georgia sheriff's deputy convicted of using a stun gun on a restrained detainee who later died alone in his cell was sentenced on Friday to 1 month in jail and 3 years probation. So here they actually did try him, and he got 1 month for killing the guy. 1 month. 1 month. Do black lives really matter? Oh, yeah, of course black lives matter. Oh, cop lives matter. No, cop lives matter a lot. Apparently that kid's life was worth 1 month in jail, but it's about to get worse. First, let me describe to you how he died. A video later released showed Kenny, that's the officer involved, shocked Ajibade 4 times with a taser while the Nigerian man's hands and feet were shackled. A local coroner ruled the student's death a homicide by blunt force trauma. By the way, he was 21 years old, okay, studying here in the U.S. They shocked him and shocked him and shocked him while he was shackled. What does that remind you of, by the way? Okay. Oh, right. Of course. He's black, and they shackled him, and they hit him with a bullwhip, a taser, until he died. Now, here's the part where it gets worse in terms of the punishment the cop is receiving. His conviction for cruelty of an inmate carried jail time for up to 3 years, but significantly shorter jail time was not the only way Chatham County Superior Court Judge James Bass issued a more lenient sentence. He also allowed the former deputy to serve his time on the weekends. So if a cop kills a 21-year-old black guy by tasering him to death while he's shackled, he gets to come in on weekends to serve a 1-month jail sentence. Now let's reverse the cases and see what happens. And I don't care who you are or how deeply conservative you are, you know I'm going to be right about this. Imagine that Ajibade had somehow captured a cop and shackled him to a chair and tasered him until the cop died. Does anyone think he wouldn't be on death row? Does anyone really believe that? He'd hit death row so quick it'd make your head spin. The cop got 1 month to be served during the weekends.
Video shows Superior Police Sergeant Anthony Duran switching on his department-issued body camera and angling it toward himself. The video shows him wearing his uniform, sitting at his desk, having sex with a woman. A report from the Pinal County Sheriff's Office reveals that video saved in a folder on Duran's desktop titled Fun Time, alongside 36 gigabytes of more pornographic videos, as well as nude photos Duran appeared to take of himself. Investigators also discovering naked pictures of an underage girl in the same folder. The sergeant viewing the images, writing in his report, "The images and the fact they were intersected with pictures of sexual situations caused me to physically react with shaking hands and upset stomach." PCSO later discovering the images are of Duran's daughter. The Pinal County Attorney's Office not charging Duran with a crime, but the report concluding there is suspicion that some grooming behavior may be present. 12 News learning Duran previously worked for the Pima County Sheriff's Department, which also conducted an internal investigation. In that case, Duran accused of having inappropriate contact with a woman while on duty in his uniform in his patrol car. Duran's peace officer certification then suspended for 6 months in July of 2013.
Why are you blocking me in? Okay, what does that have to do with you? Move your fucking car. It's fucking raining now. You need to move. You need to move.
I'm not going.
You need to move this fucking car, bro.
Actually, I'm not going to move.
You need to
Are you
move.
serious? Like, we about to...
Why are you doing this though? Like, it has nothing to do with you.
Actually, I think I'm gonna call and
Call
There's some people behind you trying to leave too.
Okay, let's see.
Bro, she holding up traffic. So she really about to call the police.
It's alright.
We're being fucking extra.
She really tripping up our tin tag.
Motherfucking ass, I will beat the fuck out of you. I swear to God, if you don't move your fucking car, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna beat her ass. I swear to God, I'm gonna beat her ass if she don't move her fucking car.
Can you move your car?
I'm gonna beat your ass.
I'm not. Nope, I'm not.
Can you please move your fucking car? I didn't
It
even
had
do
nothing to do with you.
I didn't even do nothing to this girl. Like, what is wrong with her?
Really? What is our tag despite? Why is our tag bothering you?
What are you doing? Move.
Or what you saying.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just get everything, and he's over there. Why is he over here?
Yeah.
Why?
Your truck is right here. You jumped in front of my vehicle. Why are you right there?
Oh my God, I can't move.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God.
Like I said, if you need, I can tell them what.
And what's your name?
Arlen.
Arlen.
R-L-Y-N.
And what's the last name?
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
R-E-Y-N-O-L-D-S.
Okay. Cause this is ridiculous. You saw I ain't touched this man, and he called me a nigger.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. It's just everything I've seen and heard. So.
Yeah, we're trying to get her out of the way. She's just ain't cooperating here. I think it's because she called me white.
What? Are you fucking kidding me? This is ridiculous. This man called me a nigger. I've never called him any damn thing.
Yes.
This is what happened when y'all hire racists. This is what happened when Trump became president. Not to be funny, Trump became president, and we got motherfuckers like that who gonna lie and try to get anybody in trouble that's black.
I don't know if she's got a gun. She might.
Then he's telling them I got a gun on him.
She might.
He just told them I got a gun on him. Now I get this. And my child is in my vehicle. They show up and start shooting like they always do to black people. No.
She said just because I'm white, I'm going to start shooting at the black people here.
Do you hear this shit?
No.
No, do you hear this? No, because when the police come, the police are going to start shooting at me because he's telling me I got a gun on him.
They're not going to start shooting. What you should do is call your job.
No.
I'm just saying, I don't know.
Yeah, she says just because I'm white, I'm going to start shooting at her. And this is what happens when Trump becomes president.
I'm recording all of this just to let you know.
Oh, that's fine.
Why are you on the phone lying?
I try to get out of her way here, then maybe she'll just leave, I think I can walk. I think I can walk.
All this right in front of my damn daughter. Thank you.
I don't know if I need an ambulance. She could probably just take off. Yeah.
Has a soul of rotten, gross garbage, right? So, no, not at all. You want to test me? Nothing. Yeah, because I'm pissed off. All right. Yeah, well, you get pissed off. You probably are bigger than you are right now. So this guy is trying to provoke me. He's a law enforcement officer, and he's trying to provoke me. Do you know how to de-escalate things, genius? No, you're not. Yeah, you're talking about me foaming at the mouth. Is that going to de-escalate things, genius? Do you have training, genius? There's no alcohol. You want to test me? You wanted me to count backwards? Come arrest me or give me a fight. They're arresting me. They're arresting me. They're really de-escalating. Hey, just don't be tough. Hey, stop hurting me. I'm not. Stop. Do not hurt me. Do not hurt me. You understand? Do not be rough with me. Look at them. Look at them. They're going to beat me up. Don't beat me up, you mother. Don't beat me up. Look at them. Oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this. Oh my God. Hey, look what they're doing. Oh, get to the other side. I'm not listening. Someone's being rough with me. You treat me like a black person. You're gonna get sprayed. You're gonna get sprayed. Release your hands. Put it behind your back. You understand me?
Shotty, don't do that, bro. Shotty, bro, stop. Don't do that, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it, man.
Oh my God.
Don't do it.
This thing is fucked up.
Get out now. Get out. Get out.
Get fucked up.
Don't move.
Fuck yourself.
No.
I ain't moving. I ain't moving.
No, nigga. No, nigga. You put your hands on me. You put your hands on. I could have walked back. You put your hands on me, nigga. Couldn't I walk back? You put your hands on me. Yeah, okay, I can talk. I ain't moving. I can talk.
No, Idris Elba, you cannot be James Bond. You will not be 007, no matter how many tweets you put out saying I'm Elba, Idris Elba. It's not because you're a gentleman of colour, it's because James Bond isn't. He's written as an upper-class, arrogant white toff, born with a silver spoon in his mouth, nurtured by Eton and Sandhurst and well connected by his Swiss family fortune. And it's not about talent, Idris. Many people love you, almost more than you do yourself. But please, can someone on your team come up with their own ideas or their own material? Must we perpetually crowbar in gender and colour where it doesn't fit? Our imagination is a precious thing. The way we love these characters matters, as evidenced by the outrage when someone attempts to mess with the things we love. So you see, Idris, it's not about your colour or you, it's about Bond, James Bond.
What are you trying to do? I am fucking basque. I'm English. I'm Irish. What else is a nigger? Every fucking race.
Oh, shit! Oh!
All right, and we back on the forecast. And I want to say RIP to the young 15-year-old brother, Steven Rosenthal, the 24-year-old brother, Dulane Cameron. And at the end of the day, we have got to put aside the tribalisms we have in order to protect our children. And the truth is, we aren't as divided as they would show us and like us to believe. And throughout history, we have organized when we needed to. But at some point, enough should be enough. As a collective, especially in America, we have taken all the things that will harm us from Christianity and left out all the things that will help us. And it's easy to point the finger and blame each other. And we don't even look at the root of the problem. Every time they destroy something, we build it over and over again. But what we have not done is learn how to protect it. If we don't protect it, it doesn't matter what we build. If we don't protect ourselves, we can't build anything. And if we don't protect our children, then there's nobody to build it for. And our children being murdered in cold blood should be enough. Anybody being murdered should be enough, but especially our children. But until we put aside our tribal differences and learn how to protect what we build, then the same things will continue to happen for another couple hundred years. So, as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're going to keep falling for anything.